Jason has a question.
Okay.
He says, when dollar cost averaging into the market, quote unquote, always be buying, he says,
Always be buying.
How far should you take it? That is, should you make a purchase once a year, once a quarter, once a month, once a week, every day? What do you think? How should he think about this?
Yeah, Jason knows what I'm going to say because he knows I'm a financial mutant. I'm sick about this thing a little bit.
You love to just dial it right in.
It really, now look, it's all going to be determined. The whole part about dollar cost averaging, for those that don't know, we try to figure out, is it better to put it in all at once or do you spread it out? There's two different versions of dollar cost averaging. There's lump sum, meaning you have a big chunk of money come your way, and then there's also the dollar cost average of just your monthly cash flow and your forced savings, the forced scarcity you're putting on yourself to save for the future and invest. Obviously, the lump sum stuff, if it's small and immaterial to your life, actually putting the money into work all at once typically works out 8 out of 10 years or 80% of the time. But if it's material money, you sold some land, you sold a business, you got some big money coming in, then you want to spread that out typically over 10 to 12 months, maybe even less, depending upon how much money it is. I'm trying to make sure I give everybody the overview. But back to my point of this starts off as being consistent. So it doesn't matter if you're like a salesperson and you get a one-time annual bonus every year, you're going to look at that annual bonus, you're going to figure out how much can I allocate to the financial order of operations to fill up the cash reserves, pay down debt, do whatever I need to, but there's going to be a chunk that you'll probably allocate to long-term. It's okay if you get that check once a year and then you will put it in once a year. That's still dollar cost averaging because it's a consistent behavior of every year you're putting in that money. It's for the people that are doing this as part of their cash flow also with the monthly, because that's where it starts. Is I want to encourage you to try to, be putting into your employer plan, like your 401k, your Roth IRAs and those type of things. You'll be putting in once a month, but you will reach a point where especially when you get to step 7 of the financial order of operations, that hyperaccumulation, you'll start loading up that after-tax money as well. And when you start filling up that after-tax bucket, you're going to start realizing you have money going in from your 401k, you have money going in from your Roth, you have money going into your after-tax. And then this is when you get really cute with it, is because I started off once a month, and then I started noticing, hey, I'm always buying either on the 15th or the 30th, it feels like. The middle of the month and the end of the month. I was like, but I really enjoy that feeling I get as a financial mutant is that when the market's down and I'm buying, I feel like I'm getting a little bit extra on
discount.
Those dollars. So I was like, so what would be really cool is instead of buying on the 15th and the 30th, what if I was buying every Friday? And so you can't hit every Friday, but you can say every week. You can basically structure. So it's a sickness. Now, I don't think it will go beyond once a week because I haven't felt the need that I need to be dollar cost averaging every day. But I do have money going in once a week now. And it's kind of fun from a financial mutant. Because look, it's all irrational, but this is the mindset we have that we're maximizing every dollar that comes into our possession. I think it's a fun little, mental exercise to get excited that, because it turns a negative like lemons into lemonade, and the fact that that day that the market's down 1 or 2%, you're like, it's all right, I'm buying the next 2 days. So I'm going to take advantage of that, even though your lion's share of your assets are out there fully invested. It's just one of those little mental tricks that's kind of makes it fun to be a financial mutant.
Well, I know that I like hearing you talk about that because you are the financial mutant. Mm-hmm. And so you think about all those things, whereas I don't naturally think about those things. But I like what you said, that it's about, as long as you have a plan.
Yeah.
And like you said, I think a lot of the time it just aligns with, your pay periods. Like when you're getting paid, is it once a month? Like you're going to put it in. And that's great. That's a great place to start. So good thoughts.
Yeah. Be consistent and always be buying. That's the thing. I think if you're, I talked about recently that there are a number of our clients that one of my greatest achievements is that I feel like I have nudged them, peer pressured them, and made them wealthy, kind of in a subtle Jedi mind trick way, because all I did was I squeezed them to save an extra $200 or $300 a month. Every time they come see me, I'm like, that's great that you're saving this, but what if we did this? And then I love that I've worked with these people for some of them beyond 15 years. And they're like, man, how did it get so big? And you're like, well, all those times that I squeezed you to save an extra $100 or $200 a month and you set it and forget it and never looked at it again. That's what wealth building, automated, inevitable wealth is doing that behavior. Get out there and make it happen.